Welcome back to Coin Cash King's Information Channel. Today we will talk about the 10 rarest coins of Australia. The first coin, Australia 20 cent 1972. Stop, take a breath, and check your safe. You might have one. If you do, you could be the owner of a lot of wealth. And today we are diving into the world of rare and highly collectible coins. And the star of the show is none other than the Australia 20 cent coin from the year 1972. This coin, with its front and back side, showing signs of age and a dark, rustic tone, is a true treasure for collectors. In very fine condition, it is considered a rarity, and in today's active coin market, it holds big value in dollars. So, if you have been curious about rare coins and what makes them so special, stay tuned, because this coin is a perfect example of history meeting demand and value rising with time. The Australian 20 cent coin was first introduced in 1966, following Australia's switch from pounds, shillings, and pence to the decimal currency system. Designed to symbolize the new era of modern currency, the 20 cent quickly became an everyday piece of life in Australia. But among the many years of production, some issues stand out as much rarer and more sought after than others. The 1972 issue is one such standout. Struck at a time when mintages were lower and circulation patterns meant fewer coins survived in pristine condition, the 1972 coin today is recognized as one of the most desirable in the 20 cent series. When you hold one in your hand, especially in very fine condition with that natural aged patina, you are not just holding a coin, you are holding a piece of Australia's monetary history. What makes the 1972 Australia 20 cent coin so unique are the details that set it apart from other years. On the obverse, we see the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machin, which became iconic across many Commonwealth countries. The level of artistry in the portrait, especially when preserved in very fine condition, shows elegance and detail that coin collectors truly appreciate. On the reverse side, you will find the graceful platypus design created by Stuart Devlin, Australia's renowned coin designer. The platypus swims across the surface of the coin with motion and beauty, making it not just currency, but art in miniature form. And when time leaves a dark, rustic patina across the surface, it enhances the antique charm, giving it that rare collector's aura. This aged, distinguished look makes each 1972 piece unique, almost like a fingerprint in history. The rarity of the 1972 Australian 20 cent coin cannot be overstated. Only around 2.5 million pieces were minted, which is a small number compared to many other years. Over time, most of these coins circulated heavily, losing condition, becoming scratched, or simply disappearing from use. That's why finding a 1972 Australia 20 cent coin in very fine condition today is so special. Collectors worldwide know that condition is everything in numismatics, and a coin with strong details, attractive toning, and minimal wear holds tremendous appeal. The rustic aging that naturally develops on some coins adds even more uniqueness, making it stand out against ordinary circulated examples. All of this contributes to the high demand we see today among collectors and investors alike. Now let's talk about value, the part that excites collectors and investors most. In today's active coin market, the 1972 Australian 20 cent coin is considered one of the key dates of the series. Collectors are willing to pay a premium for well-preserved examples, especially in very fine or better condition. Depending on the market and the individual coin's eye appeal, prices can range impressively, $516,000 reaching into significant dollar values. This coin is not just worth a small premium. It represents a strong investment piece that continues to rise in value as demand increases and supply becomes scarcer. Every year, we see auction results that confirm the growing market for these coins. The 1972 Australia 20 cent is no longer just a coin, it's a recognized rarity with real financial power. If you're a collector looking to secure one of these treasures, there are a few tips to keep in mind. First, always focus on condition. A 1972 coin in very fine or extremely fine condition will always outshine a worn piece. Look for coins with sharp details, minimal scratches, and an attractive tone. Second, buy from reputable sources, dealers, auctions, or trusted collectors so you know exactly what you're getting. Third, store your coin properly. Use protective holders to prevent further wear and preserve that rustic, aged look that collectors love. And finally, remember that patience is key. The value of coins like the 1972 Australia 20 cent only grows with time, so holding on to one can prove to be a wise, long-term investment. The 1972 Australian 20 cent coin is much more than just currency. It is history, art, rarity, and value all wrapped into one small but powerful piece. With its unique design, limited mintage, and the beauty of age, it stands today as one of the most sought-after coins in the series. Collectors across the world recognize its significance, and in today's market, it commands big value in dollars. Owning one is like owning a treasure that connects you to Australia's rich heritage and promises financial appreciation for the future. So if you ever come across a 1972 Australia 20 cent in very fine condition, hold on to it tightly. You may just be holding one of the shining gems of the numismatic world. And subscribe to my channel. Next, queen number 2. In Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of rare coins, and in particular, one that has been creating a real buzz in the collector's market, the Australia 20 cent coin from 1967 in very fine condition. Now, you might look at this coin and think it is just a piece of everyday change, but do not be fooled. The story, the history, and the current demand for this coin make it an absolute treasure. If you own one, or if you are lucky enough to come across one, you could be holding a small piece of history with a surprisingly big value in today's market. To understand why the 1967 Australia 20 cent coin is so special, we need to step back into history. Australia only introduced decimal currency in 1966, replacing the old pound, shillings, and pence system with dollars and cents. This was a massive transition for the country, and the very first decimal coins hold a lot of cultural and historical importance. The 20 cent coin was among the new denominations introduced at the time, and in 1967, Australia continued producing these coins in large quantities. However, it is not just the year that makes it special, it is the fact that these coins marked the beginning of a modern era in Australia's financial system. Collectors see these early decimal coins as milestones, and the 1967 Australia 20 cent piece stands right at the heart of that story. The 1967 Australia 20 cent coin carries the signature platypus design by Stuart Devlin, who was Australia's official goldsmith and coin designer. The platypus glides beautifully across the rippling water on the reverse side, making it not just currency, but also a piece of art. On the obverse side, we see the effigy of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machine, which gives the coin its royal authority and international recognition. The coin is made of copper nickel, which gives it durability and that timeless silver-like shine. What makes it truly stand out is the combination of its beautiful design and its place in the very early years of decimal coinage. Every collector knows that coins from the first decade of decimalization hold a special allure, and the 1967 Australia 20 cent piece is no exception. Now, while millions of these coins were originally minted, finding one in very fine condition today is a challenge. Everyday use, circulation wear, and the passage of more than half a century mean that most coins have been worn down, damaged, or simply lost. This is why coins that survive in very fine or higher grades command strong demand in the market. Collectors are always hunting for well-preserved examples, and the rarity isn't about the total number made, but about how many have survived in collectible condition. This demand keeps pushing values higher, and with every year that passes, the number of high-quality coins shrinks further, making those that remain even more desirable. So let's talk about value, because that's what makes this coin truly exciting. In today's collector market, these coins can fetch several dollars to dozens of dollars, depending on the exact condition, rarity of strike, and demand at auction. Some examples in higher grades or with unique features like misstrikes or mint errors can even bring in significant amounts, climbing into the $500 to $2,000. Collectors around the world are willing to pay top prices for coins like these, especially as more people discover the thrill of building a complete collection of early decimal coins. The market is hot, and this 1967 coin is right at the center of it. If you're interested in collecting the 1967 Australia 20 cent coin, here are a few tips that can help you get the best out of your investment. Always look for condition first. The sharper the details on the platypus and the queen's portrait, the higher the value. Coins with minimal scratches, clear edges, and original shine will always stand out in the market. It is also wise to keep your coin protected using coin flips, holders, or albums designed for long-term storage. And finally, always keep an eye on auctions and online marketplaces. The demand for this coin is only increasing, and prices can spike quickly when rare examples come up for sale. Being alert and well-informed can help you grab opportunities before others do. So there you have it. The Australia 20-cent 1967 coin in very fine condition is far more than just spare change. It's a piece of history, a work of art, and a highly sought-after treasure in today's collector market. Its story connects us back to the birth of Australia's decimal currency. Its design continues to inspire admiration, and its rarity keeps driving up demand. If you happen to own one, hold on to it with pride. If you're still searching, keep hunting, because adding this coin to your collection is like capturing a moment in time that continues to grow in value every year. Next, Queen number 3. In Today, we are diving into a fascinating and highly valuable treasure in the world of numismatics. The 2006 Australian 20-cent coin, a piece that has recently been catching the attention of serious collectors and investors alike. What makes this coin especially intriguing is the unique rust-tone green coloration found on some rare specimens, coupled with an age and wear that places them in the very fine condition range. At first glance, you might think of it as just another 20-cent piece, but when you look deeper, you begin to realize it is far more than ordinary pocket change. It is a piece of modern Australian history with immense demand in today's action-packed collector's market. The story of the Australian 20-cent coin begins back in 1966, when decimal currency was first introduced in Australia. This particular denomination quickly became a staple of everyday transactions, featuring the iconic platypus design by Stuart Devlin. Fast forward to 2006, and the coins still carry that same distinctive look, but every mintage has its own character, quirks, and surprises. And coins minted in the early 2000s often had subtle variations, and some even developed unique patinas over time. The 2006 issue is no exception, but the specimens that display a natural rust green toning are in a category of their own. These are not coins you stumble upon every day. They are coins that tell a story of circulation, preservation, and chemical reaction with the environment, which now elevates their desirability among collectors. When examining the unique features of this coin, the first thing that stands out is the platypus itself, a design that has become an unmistakable emblem of Australian coinage. It represents both the uniqueness of the nation's wildlife and the artistry of coin making. On the obverse, the familiar portrait of Queen Elizabeth II further cements the coin's heritage and connection to the Commonwealth. But what transforms the 2006 coin into something extraordinary is the rare green-toned rust effect. This coloration, developed naturally over time, gives the coin a one-of-a-kind aesthetic. Unlike mass-produced mint-fresh pieces, these naturally aged coins take on a character that cannot be replicated, making each specimen with this coloration entirely unique. For collectors, uniqueness equals value, and this coin delivers just that. Now, rarity is always the driving factor in numismatics. Coins that are common in circulation may carry sentimental or small collectible worth, but when you introduce factors like unique toning, well-preserved condition, and a specific year of minting, you enter the realm of high-demand collectibles. The 2006 Australian 20-cent with a rust green patina in very fine condition falls exactly into this category. Collectors worldwide are constantly searching for coins that stand apart. And because these coins are not easily found in large numbers, demand consistently outpaces supply. In the world of collectors, when rarity meets condition, value follows very quickly. Speaking of value, the current action market is seeing remarkable interest in coins like this. In today's collector market, a 2006 Australian 20-cent coin with this rare rust green tone and in very fine grade can. We are not talking about $522,000 here and there. These coins can attract strong bidding in auctions, with collectors eager to add something truly distinctive to their portfolios. Depending on the exact toning, condition, and the buyer's passion, values can climb impressively into the higher dollar figures. What makes it especially exciting is that these coins have proven to hold their demand over time, making them not just a collector's gem, but also a smart investment piece in the modern numismatic market. For collectors who are either starting out or looking to expand their holdings, There are a few tips that can maximize the potential of securing such treasures. First, always examine coins carefully for unique coloration and toning. Natural greenish rust tones are rare and immediately increase desirability. Second, condition is king. Very fine specimens are highly respected, and if you can secure one with even less wear, the potential value skyrockets. Third, keep your coins protected. Storing them properly will ensure that the unique tones and features remain preserved, which is essential for maintaining and even increasing value in the years to come. Lastly, stay connected to auction houses, collector groups, and online trading platforms, because demand is strong and opportunities to buy or sell can appear suddenly. In conclusion, the 2006 Australian 20-cent coin with rust green coloration in very fine condition is much more than loose change. It is a piece of collectible history that continues to grow in recognition and value. With its distinctive design, unique toning, and undeniable rarity, it stands as a symbol of how everyday objects can transform into extraordinary treasures in the world of numismatics. Collectors are not just buying a coin, they're acquiring a piece of Australian heritage, a conversation starter, and an asset with undeniable potential in the action market. As interest continues to surge and values hold strong, this coin proves itself to be a true hidden gem, one that any serious collector would be proud to call their own in today's market. In this video, we are going to talk about one very special coin, the Australia 20-cent piece from 1981, particularly those examples that have remained shiny on the front side with just a few small, age-related spots. These coins, when preserved in very fine condition, are not just everyday change. They are sought-after treasures in the numismatic community, and today we will uncover the story behind them, why collectors are paying attention, and how this coin has transformed from pocket change into a piece of real financial value. To understand why this 1981 Australia 20-cent coin has become so significant, we need to step back into history. The 20-cent coin was first introduced in 1966, the year Australia switched from pounds, shillings, and pence to the decimal system. The coin was designed to showcase not only national pride, but also Australia's rich wildlife, featuring the iconic platypus on the reverse. By 1981, the Royal Australian Mint had been striking these coins for over a decade, and the year holds a special place in minting history because of the sheer volume of coins produced, including those minted in foreign facilities such as the Royal Mint in London and even Canada, to meet Australia's growing demand. This makes 1981 coins especially interesting, as variations in strike quality and finish can give certain pieces an added layer of rarity. Now let's focus on the unique features of this coin. On the obverse side, you will find the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machine. This portrait is one of the most admired designs, known for its regal presentation and timeless look. When a coin from 1981 still shines on its front side today, it is a testament to how well it has been preserved over more than 40 years. The presence of only a few minor black dots from natural aging actually adds character, showing that the coin has survived decades of circulation and environmental exposure. Collectors often see these slight marks as a sign of authenticity, proof that the coin has lived through history while still maintaining its beauty and form. The rarity of such coins comes down to condition and survival. While millions of 20-cent coins were minted in 1981, the vast majority have been heavily circulated and show extensive wear. Finding a coin from that year that still retains its shine with only minimal age marks places it in a completely different category. For collectors, condition is everything. A very fine condition coin commands attention, and when combined with the year 1981, a year with intriguing minting details and global production, it creates the perfect recipe for high demand. The coin we are discussing is not just any 20-cent piece, it's an example that stands out from the crowd, making it highly desirable for numismatists and investors alike. In today's active coin market, value is driven by both demand and condition. A shiny, well-preserved 1981 Australia 20-cent coin, and in auction settings, the excitement can push prices even higher. Collectors around the world are willing to pay in real $540,000 for examples that maintain that fresh appearance, with only minor natural aging. With Australia's coins being highly collected internationally, this piece has strong global appeal, which further boosts its market position. It's no longer simply a 20-cent coin. It is a collectible asset, and one that continues to rise in perceived value as fewer high-quality examples remain available. For collectors who are interested in coins like this, there are some important tips to keep in mind. First, preservation is key. Storing the coin properly in a holder or protective case will ensure it maintains its condition and continues to shine in years to come. Second, always research auction markets and trusted dealers, because demand for 1981 Australia 20-cent coins in very fine condition is strong, and knowing the right place to buy or sell can make a big difference in value. Finally, focus on authenticity and eye appeal. Coins that carry that original luster, along with the clear details of Queen Elizabeth II's portrait and the platypus on the reverse, will always command higher respect and stronger prices among collectors. In conclusion, the 1981 Australia 20-cent coin in very fine condition with its shiny, obverse, and natural touch of age is far more than a piece of change. It is history preserved in metal, a link to Australia's proud minting traditions, and a highly demanded collectible in today's thriving coin market. Collectors worldwide are recognizing its rarity and value, and the future only looks brighter for those who hold on to such treasures. So whether you are an experienced collector or just beginning your numismatic journey, this coin stands as a perfect example of how something small can hold incredible significance and growing financial worth. Next, Queen number 6. And today we are diving into the fascinating world of Australian rare coins, and the spotlight is on a true gem that has caught the eyes of collectors around the globe. The 1980 Australia 20-cent coin. A piece that carries both history and rarity, making it one of the shining stars in numismatics today. If you've been searching for coins with increasing demand and impressive market value, this is one you absolutely need to know about. Let's start by understanding the history and background of this coin. The Australian 20-cent piece was first introduced in 1966, when the country made the switch to decimal currency. Since then, the coin has become a mainstay in circulation, but not all 20-cent coins are created equal. The 1980 issue holds a very special place, as it was part of an era when minting practices still carried unique variations that later became a source of fascination for collectors. These small differences and minting quirks are exactly what give coins like this their power in the modern collector's market. When you hold an original 1980 Australian 20-cent coin, you are not just holding money, you are holding a part of Australia's cultural and monetary evolution. What truly sets this coin apart are its unique features. On the obverse, we see the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machin, one of the most recognized designs of Her Majesty. Collectors particularly value coins with a clear, full, shiny finish on the front side, where the dot and details remain intact, giving the coin a bold presence. The reverse displays the iconic platypus, a symbol of Australia's wildlife, beautifully captured in flowing water. This design alone has made the 20-cent piece stand out across decades, but when combined with the pristine shine and very fine aged condition, the 1980 edition becomes something truly extraordinary. It is coins like this, where both the artistry and the condition align, that drive collectors into bidding wars and push market values higher. Now let's talk about rarity and demand. The 1980 Australia 20-cent coin is highly sought after because not every piece minted during that year has survived in collectible condition. Circulation wears coins down quickly, and finding one today with its luster preserved and surfaces still gleaming is becoming increasingly uncommon. Very fine condition with a full shiny obverse and a sharp reverse is the standard that excites serious collectors. These are the coins that do not sit long in the market. They are snapped up quickly because the demand is rising and the supply is shrinking year after year. Collectors across Australia and internationally are always on the lookout for such specimens. And this has created a competitive environment where values continue to climb. Speaking of value, let's look at the current market. Today, coins like the 1980 Australia 20-cent in very fine condition with full shine are fetching strong prices in auctions and private sales. While the everyday circulation coin might not catch much attention, collectors know that this is not just about owning a coin, it is about investing in a piece of history that continues to appreciate. The action in today's market is exciting, with serious buyers recognizing the potential of these coins to hold and grow in value. Each year, as fewer high-grade examples remain, the prices see a boost, making this coin not only a collector's delight but also a smart financial decision. For collectors looking to secure a piece like this, there are a few tips to keep in mind. Always prioritize condition coins with full details, shine, and minimal wear will always be in higher demand. Look for coins that have been well preserved and, if possible, graded by reputable services to ensure authenticity and quality. Here's the text to convert. Networking with other collectors, attending coin fairs, and keeping an eye on online auctions are also excellent ways to spot these treasures. Most importantly, move quickly when you find one, because the competition is high, and hesitation often means losing the opportunity. In conclusion, the 1980 Australia 20-cent coin is more than just a piece of change. It is a rare collectible with history, beauty, and undeniable market demand. Its unique features, the enduring design of Queen Elizabeth II and the platypus, its rarity and high-grade condition, and its growing value in today's market make it a must-have for serious collectors. If you're building a collection that stands the test of time, this coin deserves a place in it. The opportunity to own a coin like this is not just about adding to your collection, but about holding onto a part of Australia's rich numismatic heritage with a value that only grows stronger as the years go by. Next, Queen number 7. In today, we are diving into a truly fascinating and highly desirable piece in the world of numismatics, the Australian 20-cent coin from 1978. This coin, when found in a fully shiny state, with both sides glowing as though freshly struck, carries not only historic value, but also a growing market demand that turns it into a rare gem for collectors and investors alike. If you've ever wondered how an everyday coin can become a prized possession with a big value in today's auction market, stay tuned, because this video is going to open your eyes to the story, beauty, and importance of the 1978 Australia 20-cent coin of Australia. The Australian 20-cent coin was first introduced in 1966 as part of the decimalisation of Australian currency. It replaced the older shillings and florins and soon became a staple coin in everyday circulation. But the 1978 issue stands out because it was produced during a period when Australia's economy and minting technology were evolving, and coins from this era now act as time capsules of history. Millions were minted, but as decades have passed, the number of pieces that survived in high-grade, untarnished condition has dropped dramatically. Every 20-cent coin from the 1970s carries with it a story of Australian trade, commerce, and everyday life. But the 1978 issue has slowly gained a reputation among collectors as a coin that offers both nostalgia and strong value potential. The design of the Australian 20-cent coin is iconic and instantly recognizable. On the obverse, you find the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, a portrait that represented the monarch during her middle reign, carrying the regal presence that defined a generation of Commonwealth coins. On the reverse, you will see the platypus, one of Australia's most beloved and unique animals. The artistry of the platypus design gives the coin a flowing, aquatic energy, with rippling waterlines, capturing the sense of life and movement. What makes the 1978 issue particularly attractive today is when it has been preserved in shining, almost mint-like condition. A fully bright and reflective coin from this year can make collectors pause in awe, because it feels like stepping back into 1978 and holding a fresh strike right from the Royal Australian Mint. Now, while millions were struck in 1978, here's where the rarity factor really kicks in. Most of these coins were heavily used in circulation, scratched, worn down, and dulled over time. Finding one in what collectors describe as very fine or higher condition, with the front and back sides still full shiny, is not an easy task. That rarity of condition is what drives demand sky high in the auction market. Collectors today aren't just looking for old coins. They're looking for old coins that still appear as though they have been untouched by decades of hands in commerce. The 1978 Australia 20-cent coin in shiny condition is exactly that. Every year, the number of available high-grade examples gets smaller as coins are lost, damaged, or hoarded into private collections, making each surviving piece more and more precious. When it comes to value, this is where things get very exciting. A standard circulated coin might only fetch pocket change, but in today's market, a 1978 Australia 20-cent coin in fully shiny, very fine condition is turning heads at auctions and private sales. Collectors are willing to pay a strong premium for this coin, and its dollar value, $500,000, continues to climb as demand grows. Depending on the condition, the shine, and the overall preservation, prices can jump from modest levels into surprisingly high figures. In the international collector's market, rare Australian coins are enjoying a surge of popularity, and the 1978 Australia 20-cent piece is no exception. For many, it is not just a collectible, it is an investment with strong potential for appreciation and value over time. For those who are interested in owning this rare gem, here are some helpful tips. Always look for the shine and luster that prove the coin has been kept safe over the decades. Avoid pieces with heavy scratches, dullness, or signs of corrosion because condition is everything in the collector's world. Store your coins in protective holders, away from moisture and direct handling to maintain their brilliance. And most importantly, stay connected with auction houses, collector groups, and coin dealers, because the best pieces often appear in exclusive collections before reaching the open market. For those just starting, don't be discouraged. Every serious collection begins with one coin, and the 1978 Australia 20-cent is a perfect coin to spark that passion. To sum it all up, the Australian 20-cent coin from 1978, especially when found in very fine shiny condition, is far more than a simple piece of currency. It is history preserved in metal, it is art in miniature, and it is a symbol of value that continues to rise in today's auction market. Collectors worldwide are recognizing its rarity and placing it high on their lists of must-have coins. Whether you see it as a treasure of Australia's minting heritage, a striking work of design, or a strong asset with big value in dollars, there's no denying the 1978 Australia 20-cent coin's importance. If you come across one shining bright on both sides, know that you are holding a true rarity that has captured the attention of collectors everywhere. And that is what makes this coin a shining star in the world of numismatics. And like to subscribe to comment on share button on Happy Collecting.